Hello and welcome to Blaze of Games. In this video I'm going to show you the development of a new district. This is probably going to be reserved almost all residential, and I've been putting in a lot of different schools. I've got almost all the improvements. Gonna add that. I wish I didn't have... Oh wait, no. Not gonna get those, but that's okay. I might be able to extend that eventually. But as far as schooling goes, I've got schools just littered everywhere now. I put in a bunch more over here. These are actually pretty efficient. Just what is that? 6x6? A 224, yeah. It's just a perfect grid there for this school. And that's nice how it can fit 4 parks. And then up here I got something else kind of like that. Where did I do that? Yeah, over here. That's kind of similar. Alright, so I think, yeah, I'm just going to develop up some new residential. Get a whole bunch of people coming into my city. I'll start sorting out some more traffic issues. Obviously what I need is just a smooth lane, but it will make my suitability go down right away. So once you put a highway connecting to a zone, that's where you got trouble. So I think I might, yeah, see right now I still have the low density demand. If I even put just one exit, highway and exit onto there, it'll probably shoot right back down. So I don't really like to mess with that too much. You can see the higher traffic there is, the more that suitability goes down. So I want to keep that traffic low in the low density areas. I've got quite a few people using transit now. Let's see what we got here. 40,000 on my ships. And we probably have about 10,000. Well, I've heard that these things don't really work. So it is what it is, right? Maybe eventually in a patch they'll start to work. But it's apparent that it is doing something. It's just, it doesn't have any value showing, I think. That's the only problem. It just doesn't tell us what's going on. Alright. So I was still planning this one out. I want to keep it mostly medium and high. I don't really have the demand yet, but I'm gonna plan for it, right? So my pollution is mostly over on this side, so you want your bigger buildings closer to the bad areas. We're gonna have medium density pretty much all the way through this. And I'll put in some police stations at the bottom. Maybe right there. Yeah, I'll leave that. That can just be reserved for city services. And maybe one for commercial. Yeah, I'll put in something commercial there. Maybe in the corner. As far as the city services go, I have it pretty evenly distributed. So everywhere has schools pretty much. That's your biggest concern, is the elementary school. Eventually, once you reach, 300,000-400,000 people, all of a sudden that number shoots way up. So you gotta watch for that. I am planning on 1 million people somehow. You know, SimCity 2013, you would only get a plot about this big, and I was able to manage 900,000 people, so I'm pretty sure I got up to a million, maybe close to a million people per city. So I wish the population numbers would be a little bit increased, just to give us that satisfaction that we're building a metropolis. So this is probably going to be a very slow process building that up, because I'll have to support it with the industry and the commercial, and that's why I've left all this extra space here. So I'll get my industries going and put in some more in commercial somewhere, wherever I can fit it. Here we go. Put in some of this. And because there's more jobs being created, eventually that demand will come back up. And because I'm creating all these sky rises, they'll have to increase their density. Kind of forces it. So it's better to start with all your commercial and industry. Make sure you have all that set up. I don't know why they don't want to build here anymore. It's probably just the extra pollution that I'm generating there. Even the industrial doesn't like working in pollution. Yeah. That's okay though. I keep all the industry wind out of the way of residents. So this map has a pretty good wind direction map. You know, it's got a lot of varied directions, so I can plan out a lot more interesting cities. And down here is just all one direction, so I can't do a whole lot with that. But over here I can do all industrial. I don't know how far down I'm gonna go. I'm probably maybe one more. I'll make it symmetrical, right? So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm gonna go down quite a ways, I guess. Yeah, I want this to be filled in eventually. Gotta see under the clouds here. The traffic's been leveled out pretty good. Overall, I don't have any problems anymore. People are starting to walk everywhere, so it's starting to become a lot more functional having all these bridges going across. You want to make sure your people can walk everywhere. So if you have a water crossing, make sure you have some way that they can walk over it. A little bit of a wonky bridge here. I don't know how it got so tall, but whatever. It's kind of like the hallmark in my city. All these huge bridges on a flat land. So kind of elevates the city a bit. Where's Mr. Hornbuckle? He's probably coming right now.
A driving advisory has been
Oh,
issued for
not the
many
one I
areas
wanted.
with poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must, and try to stay off the streets until
Getting
conditions
there.
improve. This has been a local public service.
This one should be easy. And what else do I need here for that? That's a little bit more challenging. I could probably extend the distance down on this one too. Make it as long. think I have a waterway here, yeah.
Our main feature story.
So, gonna delete that.
As the area is attracting more high-end stores, bringing
Let's,
latest in luxury to our neighborhood. You can now shop for designer shoes while sipping a fancy local Java mate, or so my wife tells me. That's good for business and good for the community.
alright. Thanks, Jim.
We're live, and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance.
Good thing he told us about that.
Should return to normal. But if you're planning a quick trip out, you might want to.
So, one way I've figured out to level terrain,
You already know about it. No
just line up your view with this
expect delays.
grid somewhere. That's pretty straight. So now I should just be able to draw it. That's pretty level. And now we'll take this. Do the same thing here. And then now I'll trim it up again. There we go. Now smooth that out. Yeah, that's good. Get some extra zoning in here. Oh yeah, I gotta let the water adjust. Ooh, gotta get that waterway in quick. They're not gonna have many routes. Let's get that in. There we go. Perfectly level. Let's get a shortcut for the time being. And check my route. Yeah, now they're using it again. Alright. Now, probably just gonna zone these out a bit more. At least that way I can have more residential now. Just gotta keep it straight. I think the grid is getting better, so it feels like they're trying to improve it. I don't know. I don't think I really noticed any patches, but maybe I'm getting better at doing it from the top down, and you don't want your view angled any bit. So maybe that's the strategy. Make sure your view is 100% top down. So now just got to make sure that I'm getting it on the grid. There we go. Alright, now I have some extra zones. So I'm gonna put that back. What did I have here? Let's do a half zone. That can at least get more interesting buildings. And I'll extend that highway a bit. I think it was at a 2. Better to go back from here. That looks good. Now this one might be my more efficient one because I left a lot more space in between. So I think this one works pretty good. I don't know if I put that extra lane. No, I didn't. I haven't finished that one. Dang it. Yeah, I need to do that extra lane. And at the very end, I just kind of made a little squiggly one. It's efficient though. Now we got the 3 lanes. You can get off that branch. It's gonna create some less suitability, but that's okay. It's gonna be mostly industrial here. I have server farms, recycling, and post office. Nothing else really yet. But as my demand goes up for industrial, I'll keep increasing that. Let's give them a firefighting capability. Find the best zone for it. I don't like to waste any zones. That looks pretty good. But that looks better. Then you have that circle. Yeah, can't build anything in between that. Alright, so now they should get to that on time. Got my police, fire station. Yeah, we're gonna need some good old schools over here. Let's first off make sure that they move in. What was I planning for here? Yeah, I guess more high density, medium. And we'll cut that zone a little bit short. Yeah. And that'll just be like a park. 4 parks. Let's see what I can fit. I don't really like the parks that they included. There's not very many good ones. And we should have been able to attach them all together. Yikes. How about some summer pools? Why not? Yeah. And I don't think anything here is small enough. No. These probably have a little bit of noise attached. I don't know. I don't think they do though. Okay. Let's just go with some kind of park. Yeah, let's do these. Tennis court. Do one over here. Maybe a skate park here. Skate park there. There we go. Just fill in that space and then put some trees. I usually like to use a smaller brush and just go 100%. And I like these oak trees. So I'm going to put in an extra little bit here. It's not really required if you're going to have houses go over top, but depends how long you're going to wait. Oh yeah, no, I wanted this to be linden trees and alder and I think spruce. Yeah. And apple tree. Each one I'm kind of doing a little bit different. Sometimes I'll use the oak and the pine, and then also the poplar. So maybe this one I'll do that. I like these tall trees. So I'm just gonna pressure it, let it kind of give all the big ones. Get these ones in here, just a few of these. Yeah, that's good enough for here. Gonna just be filled in with more industrial, so I think I'll start getting that going. See if I can get some demand going again. Yeah, we got more trees here. Give them some parks. Let's see if I can go for a large one here. Yeah. That's better. Might have to give them a stadium, but in my last experiment, the stadiums always fill up with garbage. So I'm trying to avoid using them. And I've avoided using crematoriums, and it seems to be a lot more functional. You don't have all those icons anymore. So, as with all the bugs in the game, we just gotta find our own little workaround for the time being. Maybe they'll patch it through pretty quick. I suspect there's a DLC or something coming. Maybe a big patch and a DLC. I don't really follow the info. I like to just surprise myself. See what happens. Alright, there we go, some extra trees. I hope that's not industrial. No. Alright, let's see how this is coming along. It's just starting. But it's getting some houses in quite a bit of these areas. We're leaving these ones a gap right now. Let's see what I can do here. Maybe another post office. I think that might be the last one. I usually don't really use anything past the initial stage. So all this extra development stuff, I don't really use it. I don't know how I still have 56 points.
A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution
Okay.
and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve.
I'm not going to do any airport. Maybe the space center, I might do that. We'll put some satellite in there. Alright, does this have any noise? It does. So I'm going to keep it out of the residential there. And I think I'll put it down. What's going on here? Autosave.
Our story this summer. Cameras on scene outside an abandoned building.
That's right, Jim. This decaying shell
I like that.
is a symbol of the industrial decline sweeping the city. People are being
Okay, let's see what we
The
got.
industrial sector is on the verge of collapse, and worryingly, crime is on the rise.
Thanks, kid. Always gotta watch out for crime. Not to mention collapsing buildings.
It's getting a lot better connectivity. So I think over here I'll put a large satellite, or I'll just add an extra small one. Yeah, let's do small one here and there. These things cost almost nothing anyways, and they're very low noise. So if I check the noise signature on those, it's very small, a lot less than the industry. So the residential is pretty clean. A little bit bad from that. Those are probably abandoned buildings, no? It's just some of my high rises, yeah. Seems a lot more sustainable if you do it like this. There's little tiny downtown sections, very small. Make sure you add every kind of density because they'll want it. Even the low density, I'm keeping that in for some of the commercial and all that. Traffic accident. I can probably change these again. Change that and take that out. Yeah. Let's take that out. And let's add one here. There we go. I like that. Yeah, it's starting to come together now. At least as far as the city design goes, I can appreciate this one. It's not just a line. Each district is designed a lot differently, so even though I have this interchange almost everywhere, each district looks a lot different, so it just depends on what I need. So I kind of like that, and just kind of managing the bigger buildings. You have to make bigger lots for some things like the university. So yeah, this one I needed a huge area. I'm gonna give them that and that. Let's just soup them up. I wish I could see some kind of stats here. Like, okay, 117% efficiency. I don't know what that means. So I think what I'm gonna do is develop this. I don't think I have resources, no. I'm gonna add some more farms on this one. And I kind of like the idea of being close to the edge, so I'm gonna develop the edge ones as much as I can first and then fill in the middle later, I think. So let's see what kind of traffic. But, you know, overall my traffic's been pretty steady now. I should fix that one interchange that I saw. I don't know where it was because they all look the same. It could be on my newest one, yes. So we need this guy to be able to come up on a... Let's see, what am I thinking here? This guy here needs to be going that way, yeah. And so, if I recall, I don't even need to decrease the lane. I can just extend it instantly, take this off, just do it at the same spot as that, so let's see here. I'm gonna go about halfway. Yeah. I'm gonna take this one, increase it about to there. And I've been getting better at doing these. So just gotta find out where that post is. And there we go. So at least it's not a hassle to create these anymore. I can do this in my sleep. I can make one of these in my sleep, but I will get a little bit confused at times. So give him the extra lane. And even if I can do it in my sleep, I might forget what I'm doing sometimes. I can be a little bit clumsy. Alright. Down 20. Do it to about the same point. Get rid of that. There we go. Just the same. Up once. And there we go. And up again. Alright. I don't know why this always seems to happen. I think it's just a little bit too close. I'm gonna pause the game and try and draw that again. I wish I knew what button to press on the keyboard for those. Yeah, I'll keep it a little bit more distanced. There we go. Yeah, that's better there. And then change to a 3. Make sure I'm not moving lane around too much. There we go. Keep the 3 lanes all the way down it. And that looks pretty good to me. I might have accidentally gone up on one of these, so I think what I'll do is change it back to a 2. And then back to a 3. There. Alright, now I'm happy with that. I don't think I'm missing any intersections anymore. If you want to go any direction, you can. If you want to U-turn, it's going to cost you a little bit of time, but you can U-turn. I need to get these diagonal lanes, which also look a little bit wonky, but it at least lets the pedestrians cross, so... And if somebody wants to turn around, they can turn around, but they gotta do it this way. So I go up 20 for that. And I'll go down here maybe. I don't really care about these being exact. The location doesn't really matter as much for this. That's good. And I'll do the same over here. Because now I'm starting to get traffic in this region here, in this area. So I'll start to get these going. Yeah, let's give them that lane. And should I do another one? I don't know if I should do it there. I'll do it over here somewhere. So long as they have that option to turn around and use these roads, that's all I really care about right now. Just an optional way, and the pedestrians can cross now. Because otherwise, the people on foot can only go there, and I don't want that. As far as this city goes, it is mostly pedestrian, but I figured I need the highways. because otherwise you just have people walking everywhere. And then the garbage trucks can't get anywhere, so you really, if you're gonna try a pedestrian-only city, you have to still facilitate everything else. Traffic, there's gotta be a little bit of mass transit. Just find the mass transit that works best. I don't think it's trains anymore. I don't think I like trains right now. They almost always get clogged up. And if I look at my ship ports, they are almost always clean of people. People just funnel right into it, so as far as these things go, they're efficient. People are just funneling into them, you know? There's never any backups. You can see there's 45 people waiting. So these boats come a lot more often than trains, and they don't get stuck. So they're pretty dang good.
Industry region is
On the rise. I wish I could get rid of that. I might build all low density there.
Road maintenance services has already been discussed.
Yeah,
and
that's
traffic
gonna be 100% low density.
Plan a quick trip out. You might want to take a while until thinking.
Let's give them some schools.
No use reminding you. Meanwhile, expect delays and drive safely.
Give them always the college that goes too high. Not enough space in the colleges usually, so you want these and these. And maybe I can afford one down here somewhere. And maybe down there. So I believe I can get the 4 schools. Yeah. 4 schools pretty much perfectly in this little area. And then I can add these little things. Figure out which one's the best one to add it to. I'm gonna do it for that one, I think, and this one. Yeah, that's about it. I don't think there's any space for anything else. No. Alright, and then this one will be a high school. Let's make sure this is away from them. This one's gonna be too close to the people. So I'm gonna move that. I'm gonna actually destroy 2 of them. Yeah. Yeah, let's keep that as is. We don't want the noise going into the residents, so that's the most important if I'm building a residential only district. I don't want my demand to go down. So as you can see, it's still up pretty high. They still want to move in pretty much all densities. They really like that, but see, that's where they made a problem, the noise. So if I look at the noise of commercial, these are pretty high noise. Not as bad as the school though. The school actually generates quite a lot of noise. All these people coming in and out. So let's see if we have any more schools to upgrade around here. Nope. Let's see how full they are. Those are alright. Everything's kind of maxed out at the moment. think as long as you never place a crematorium, you won't have issues. So I'm kind of betting on it. Yeah, this is all down because I have it too close to all this and the noise there. That's okay, I'll redevelop some complete district of low. Can still get quite a bit of population with low density, so it's not that bad. I think I will develop that. And if you like this content, please hit like and subscribe. I will do more longer videos of just like playthroughs, so if you want to sit back and relax, you can watch these videos or just listen. Alright, let's see now. We just have that. I don't want that long of a stretch. So again, I'm gonna, this time I'll just draw it in. Doesn't have to be exact yet. Once I get the road in, it will level it out quite a bit. So the best thing to do first is outline my main roads. So I'm gonna make sure it's on a 90. Take this one out. I sure hope so. Doesn't look, that does not look right. No, I think I designed this one specifically for that. A little bit wider, yeah. Instead of the 3x3, there was a little bit more space. Alright, that's good there. Now I just bring this one across. Make sure it gets right on the line. So I'll do it from here now. Won't be on the exact line, but be close. $179, so it's a 1 degree off. So in this case, I'm going to do the same thing where I just measure it. $90, yep. You always get lag when there's that mail icon. Alright, so now at least I have my frame for my highways, and the rest comes pretty easily. So I just take the highway. I'm gonna do a 2-lane, 2 spacing, and it's gonna go up 30 meters. There we go. Then the 2-lane bridge. Yeah. See if I can make it any shorter. I might be able to. No, I'll just have to take or leave it. Back to a 2-lane. Usually this part I'll just do it by hand. Make sure that I get that even space. It's very specific here. What am I overlapping? No. Okay, so I think that one has to be. No, I'm not far enough over. Alright. So let's do it one more time. This can't be right. No. Needs to be at 30. That's gonna have to do. And from here, yeah, no, I don't like the way that placed. So I can at least see the imprint, and I can start where I think the middle is. Where do I gotta place this? No, it's gotta be closer to up here, right? Yeah, that's not enough space. I don't think I can fit that. But I'm gonna go with it. I don't think it really matters if my city's 100% here on the grid. I'm not too worried. I just like it to be close. That's pretty dang efficient there. I got pretty much a 4x4 all the way through. Just over here it has that little wonky section, and I'll have to just leave it like that. So I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this on this side. I usually just disrupt their time and take that out while they're driving. Let them decide a new route. Let's give them that full range, and just so I get that grid snapping perfectly. Alright, let's get this started. It's not being nice. Let's go 10, 20, 30. That might do it. There we go. And then back down. Let's see what kind of placing it's going to give me. I don't know how much I like that either. I could have come down a little bit differently. So I'm just going to level it off. Gonna have to do. That's pretty close. So at least I have the foundation laid for another freeway, and they'll come pretty easily. I'll get the pedestrian streets in there too. Well, I got a different height. It's not a good thing. Oh yeah, that's quite a bit lower, but I think I'm just gonna keep it at this point. Huh. Looks like it's the same on this side. This one's too high. Yeah, this one's too high. Oh well. Yeah, I guess I didn't pay attention to that. It's close, it's close. So now for these I just go 1, See if I can get it in at the first try. Oh no, I'm using the wrong one. So we want 30. Sometimes it wants me to do 40. I think that's gonna be this time. Come on. There we go. Alright, so I'll put another one. Oh yeah, I have quite a bit of difference on the space here. So I'm gonna level that out. Get these trees. Get those out of there. Don't want trees drowning. So I will destroy them. Alright, let's get this. Oh, we don't want that gone. Let's redo this. Hopefully it has enough water. So I'm carefully watching the water, making sure the level doesn't go down too much. I must not have a canal in there yet, so that's good. Alright. Now these I probably should save until the last part because I want to get all my grid in there. So because it's perfect right now, I don't want to tamper with it. So yeah, let's get that. So you just want to work on your 112 grids. If I can snap it to the other side of the city, then so be it, I'll do it. Yeah, sometimes you don't get perfect. Gotta really be careful. It's a dangerous world out here. When it comes to grid, you don't want to lose anything, right? You want perfect space. And then once I get these grids in, then I can delete what I want and dictate how big I want each zone, and I think that works a lot better. That way, I don't have any of those awkward spaces in between where it's just a blank zone. Because that happens pretty easily if you start crossing over with too many roads, so you don't want a 1x1 road crossing over to these sections, or whatever, a 3-lane road, or something that takes up 3 lanes, or 3 spaces. You don't want that. Let's see here. It's where I kind of determine how far I'm going out. So I'll take this one. That looks good, but see what happened? So, I'm gonna do this just so I can remember where it is. And I won't use that guide. I will use this one maybe. Let's see if I can get that. Alright, let's try this one. That looks good. Whatever, it's close enough, right? Alright, let's see if I can get this one on my own. That's looking a little better, but I see that space. See, if there's even like a tiny tear in the space, something wrong will happen. So let's see quickly. Yeah, I'm already getting those gaps. That's the only problem about this game. So what I'll do, if I can get that under, then I can get 112s down this way. You better connect. And 112 here. Just gonna go all the way down and then fill in my grids, make a little squares. This will be all low residential, so they can support pretty long lots. You don't have to make tiny little squares. Oh, come on. I guess I'll go down this way with it. Yeah, I can already see the tear there. So let's try going this way with it. That's a little better. See, this could be a problem too, that just because I have that stupid bridge. If you make the bridge go down, then suddenly the grid becomes active and you might have some problems. So I think I'll go all the way down. Yikes, that does not work. So I'll go like that and then make some little grid points here. Why is it being a jerk? Maybe I will do it this way then. Yeah, why not? Because it's just gonna be low residential. They don't need all that extra. I just need these zones to work. Why is that happening? Sometimes you just want to smooth it out again. Make sure there's nothing there. Yeah. Well, whatever. We're just gonna roll with that. That looks a lot better. And I can use those for spacing. So let's get that. I'll separate it up into different districts after. Come on. Sometimes you gotta make sure it's not too long. I think just crossing over highways is where it usually becomes wonky again. So sometimes I'll just go like that. Yeah. And then connect. And let's do one more then. Doesn't look straight, but it might straighten, yeah. Alright, that looks pretty good there. So at least just making each district, it's taken quite a bit of time, you know. Got a lot of stuff to do first. Can't just build it up in 1 minute. So how far out am I gonna go? Might try and still get that in there. Just for, no, actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep it out. Have a little bit of difference on this side. Yeah, let's take this road. Because then I can put a port over here. Maybe a ship port on this side. Low residential doesn't mind it too much. As long as it's out of the noise area. There we go, and then this one will come out a little bit more. And yep. Come all the way out. Sure, let's do that. Find the exit of the map. See, they should have a button to just do that. Get it right onto the grid. Because that's making our cities not level anymore. Yeah, it doesn't even look level. Whatever.
A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to
That's a
poor
little
road
better.
conditions. Please exercise caution if you must.
There we
And
go.
try to stay off the streets until conditions improve.
Once I get all the roads, then it becomes a lot easier to do that. Because yeah, once you get the roads in, you can find your grid, right? So I know where the edge is now. So I'm gonna do a pretty continuous grid, so they get everywhere they need to go fast. It's worth slowing down. So these are starting off really small, but I think I like the way it goes.
Road maintenance services has already been dispatched.
Make sure this is good.
But if you're planning a quick trip out, you might want to wait a while until everything clears up.
Alright. See, this is where I should attach these. Make sure it gets in there. I'm not having anything over there anyways, so that's fine. Another little freeze up. Just happens when you're getting auto saves, and once you reach over 100,000 people, it's common. Alright, I like that. A big grid, a super grid. And I'll get these pedestrian paths. So now all that can be focused on. Go that way with that. That's enough room on either side. Let's go from about here. Yep, that's gonna have to do. And to about there. Doesn't really matter, just gotta make sure there's room for those pathways. That should do it. One path there, two here, two there. Yeah, everything else is connected. And where it's not is where there's a thicker portway. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Getting a little bit laggier now. I tend to think a lot of that is just the shadows and the clouds and the trees. That kind of lags the game a little bit, but I like having it on. I just don't like the day and night cycle. Gets a little bit too dark. Alright, I think all my city problems have kind of disappeared. I'm not really destroying that many buildings. Maybe I should have the early disaster thing. So I believe if you have that, then these buildings will sometimes rebuild, or the people get out of the buildings. So I think I'm gonna just add that. Yeah, let's just add it. Even though I have natural disasters turned off, I think the tornado is causing all my problems, so I've turned it off for the time being. Citywide, yeah. I know for some reason it has its own radius, so can go pretty much anywhere, right? Let's put it in here. I kind of wanted a central spot, but whatever. Let's just put it in. Put it in there. You won't get any shelter, but you'll get the early disaster. They can seek shelter or prepare buildings for disaster ahead of time, so that's good. Now I've got my policies. I haven't done that yet, or that. So just recycling and energy consumption awareness. We have a lot of pets. 24,000 pets. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Got a lot of dogs and cats. Yeah, pretty crazy to think about that. Well, yeah, thanks for watching. I think this video has been quite long enough. And if you like, please hit like. Please hit subscribe. And have a good day or have a good night. Goodbye.